Hey, Knolly Williams here, the business healer. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited that you stopped by. This video is super critical for your success. If you don't master this one concept, you'll never have the ultimate success that you deserve in this realm. You came here for a very specific purpose. You came here for a very specific reason. You weren't sent here against your will. You volunteered for the mission that you're on, and you're living it. But are you doing the job that you were sent here and that you volunteered to do? This one concept is going to revolutionize your business if you can key into it and start to implement it in your business right away. That concept is consistency. Consistency. You know, when you're not being consistent, that just means that you're not keeping your word. And who are you not keeping your word to? You're not keeping your word to you, okay? To you. You make certain promises to yourself, certain goals, and certain dreams and visions of where you want to be, okay? And you have desires. And when you don't keep when you're not consistent, what happens is you never reach your goal, okay? And so you're actually lying to yourself by not being consistent. It's easy to be consistent, okay? But you got to know how. In this video, I was able to sit down with Knolly Coaching Club and coach one of our members through this whole concept of consistency, and it's going to help you in it helped him a ton. It's going to help you too. Now, if you like the video, give it a like, a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, join Knolly Coaching Club. I want to see you on my weekly coaching calls where I'm able to help, mentor, and really help you grow to your ultimate greatness. Enjoy the video.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maurice Thomas, and I'm located in California. And I'll probably say the one struggle that I do have is consistency, but I've noticed I've been getting a lot better with that. And I think in regards to the 3-hour workday, I think that's going to help me a lot because one thing I've been focusing on lately is working out an hour a day, and I've been sticking to it. You know, so I put like some type of time limit, or not. I've experienced that when I put some type of time limit, then I tend to stick to it. You know, so I think that's probably my biggest enemy is being consistent. I mean, and that's the same thing with working with your body. You're not going to see any results unless you're consistent. I mean, it could even be something as simple as a YouTube, doing a YouTube channel, and the people that I see that are making, $7 million, $10 million a year just doing YouTube, they were consistent since 2013, 2012, so you just have to kind of be committed to being consistent and doing things the right way, and I think that probably one of the biggest keys to success is that. So that's what I'm strongly working on. And the questions I had I had two, and they're pretty quick, I believe. So the first one is, what's a good mailing company? Something where I can if I want to send mass mailers to, perhaps like a farm or something like that. Like I kind of want a farm area. And I want in mailers for about $1. Do you have any suggestions in regards to that? And then I know you have a edible listing presentation. I was trying to figure out what's the best way to move forward with that.
Okay, so let's talk about your lack of consistency, Maurice. Let's talk about that first, because I appreciate you bringing that up, and it's big of you to mention it. And how many of you struggle with consistency? Raise your hand if you struggle with consistency. How many of you are very, very, very consistent? I mean, you're just like a clock, like we could say. I don't see any hands raised.
Maybe in one area, like I brush my teeth every day. Very simplified example.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's an example that I actually use with people that say that they can't time block. I say, well, you time block every day. You brush your teeth every day. You take a shower every day. You eat 3 meals a day or 2 meals, whatever your regimen is. So people know how to time block. It's just, and by the way, when a person worked a 9 to 5 job, they worked from 9 to 5. They didn't go to the movies at noon. They went to work. Why? Because somebody else was telling them what to do. And so a lot of times what happens is, Maurice, when we work for ourselves, we become the worst boss, right? So the kind of things that we would never let any employee get away with, we now find ourselves letting ourselves get away with those things, right? And so, but consistency is critical. Is critical. So the challenge I would have for you, Maurice, this week would be to ask yourself, why am I unwilling to be consistent? Like, what is it about being consistent because here's the thing about consistency, and you guys all know this. I'm preaching to the choir. When you're doing lead generation and you take your foot off the lead generation pedal for 30 days, let's say for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. See, lead generation takes 90 days to ramp up. All of us in the lead gen game know this. It takes 90 days to ramp up. It starts to level off and it starts to continue to increase. And when you take your foot off for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you got another 90-day ramp up. Okay. Remember the law of, is it the law of inertia, right? Those things, is that the right law? Those things that are in motion tend to stay in motion, and those that are not in motion tend to stay not in motion, right? And so this is the thing with Maurice, with consistency, is that what you're doing when you take your foot off of the consistency is you're having to start all over again. It's just what we talked about with Ursula. It's the same thing. And you're creating a scenario for yourself that's counterproductive. And you're basically like, it's like that guy that's, digging a hole, and then you come back and he has a certain goal, and the hole's washed up, filled again. And then he's got to start over again. So ask yourself, what is it about? See, there's internal sabotage or saboteurs that we all have. Why am I sabotaging my success? Why am I afraid of being successful? Okay. Or what am I fearful of? I can tell you what the 3 things that hold us back are. Anybody want to know?
I do.
Fear, guilt, and shame. Write it down. Fear, guilt, and shame. Anything that's holding you back from the success that you desire is going to be one of those 3 things. Fear, guilt, and shame. And that's the reason why a lot of cults, C-U-L-T-S, cults. I was part of a church one time, and the gal that took over turned it into a cult. I'm sorry to say, but that's what it became. And she ruled the roost with those 3 tenets, which is, by the way, I say that those are the tools of the enemy. He wants you to stay in fear, to feel guilty, and be ashamed. So fear, guilt, and shame are the root reasons why people are not successful and why they sabotage themselves, just to get to the root of it. So that's a word for you, Maurice. Has that been helpful?
Yes.
Do you have any questions around that? Do you have any thoughts on why it is that you don't keep your word?
I think overall I keep my word. I think I just haven't, because
not
like
being
when it comes to
consistent. Maurice, let me just say this real quick. And I want all you to understand this. And we're not picking on Maurice because we love Maurice, but not being consistent is not keeping your word. There's no difference. When you tell Uncle Knolly, now you tell yourself, I'm always holding you accountable to the goals that you say you want. I don't make your goals. If you say, if Ursula says her goal is to spend 29 a night, I'm not going to put no shame on that game. That's her game. I'm not going to shame her, but I ain't going to be a roommate. Uncle Knolly ain't staying with you. What I'm saying? But it's all good. It's all good. I have no shame with it. But when you say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it on this schedule, and then you don't do it, then you just don't keep your word. You're just not keeping your word to yourself, which is worse than not keeping your word to someone else, by the way. So it is the same thing. So what is it about? And I'm not saying you do it on everything. God knows we don't do it. Nobody does it on everything. Just the important things that get us success, right? Just those things. So what would you say is keeping you from being consistent?
Seems like Sometimes I'm like, okay, I think, okay, I can take care of this real quick. I can take care of this real quick. I can take care of this real quick. So I think I probably get a little distracted at times. You know, I think that's probably it. And then, you know, I don't really.
Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Anybody been distracted this week? Raise your hand if you've been distracted. We are the most distracted species. I mean, the Homo sapiens is the most distracted of any. So that's really, here's what I challenge you to do, Maurice, because you really don't know what's holding you back from success. And if we had more time, we could scratch to it. We could get to it. But I challenge you to ask yourself that this week and go into your heart and ask yourself, man, why is it, what am I afraid of? Why am I afraid of this? You know, what is this about me? Why am I not keeping my word? Why am I, you know, because it's not distractions. You know, we do the things that are important to us. All right. And so with that, let me answer your other two questions, Maurice, because I know we have a couple. So the mailing company I use is GotPrint, GOTPRINT, gotprint.com. And they do all of my printing and mailing. They're plugged in with EDDM, which is Every Door Direct Mail. And so they'll actually mail those pieces out for you on any route that's EDDM, any USPS route. They'll mail those for you. And they're very reasonable price-wise. As far as the editable listing presentation, you can go to successwithlistings.com and you can do it one of two ways. I mean, it's completely paid for by sponsors. Okay. So you can have your sponsors completely pay for it before you order it, or you can get it, you can license it. It's $697 for the license. Your sponsors will pay you $900. So it's like a no-brainer. It completely pays for itself. But you go to successwithlistings.com and then you click on, there's a link there where you can get all the information to get that started.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hey, I want to invite you out to Knolly Coaching Club. That's right. The Knolly Coaching Club is where I'm able to teach, train, and coach you every single week to your ultimate greatness. Now you can join for just $1. Go to knollycoaching.com and I'll see you on the inside.